Hey guys, Sam7 here with another Minneapolis Moto. This is the second Moto at Minneapolis going through the starting gate. And as we're going through this, I think I'll explain how the Moto starts, how the starting order goes. Because I haven't really gotten to go into great depth with this in the previous videos, but this starting gate lineup takes quite a while, so I have some time here to go through it. So anyways, how it goes is essentially your heat finish is your qualifying position. So let's say you're in the first heat and you finish first. That means you're going to be starting first in the first moto. So first moto goes basically straight qualifying off of the heat results. Second moto, on the other hand, takes those heat results and inverts them. So if you're starting in first in the first moto, you'll be starting in last in the second one. And yes, it inverts based off of the heat finish, not of the moto finish. So here we go, Monster Girl going off the track. Still cannot believe we have that. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of that. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in Halo. Waiting for the gate to drop, and we're off. Huge hole shot coming out of Luke. Unfortunate, or accidentally times it off of Cat, who you probably saw tried to go early, and Luke's able to get off to a huge hole shot because of that. And it is just a catastrophe in the middle of the field. Everybody going down off of each other, especially right there. We had like 4 or 5 drivers case that triple. Close packs though, close packs of drivers. One good thing about Minneapolis is definitely that the drivers tend to be pretty tight knit. There's not it doesn't really get to a point where there's not a battle. There's pretty much always a battle going on somewhere throughout the track. And this split section is definitely going to cause some definitely going to cause some problems for some people. Decoy and perhaps DJ, I think, going down there as well. Saunch with another poor start, but working his way back up there in 7th right now, I believe, trying to work his way back up the field after another extremely poor start, going down in the first corner yet again, I believe. Luke off with the amazing hole shot. Blades in 2nd, so just a bit of a role reversal from the last time. Pretty similar though, both of them with solid starts in both motos. Still really tight battles right here. We have a 3-wide battle right there. I think that's NSA, Cat, and Matt. Cat's just going to smoothly work his way around the outside as Matt and NSA both got really loose through those tabletop rhythms. Another driver right there in that berm getting extremely loose. So we go back to the start. Blades still trying to work on Opix. I believe that is. Slaunch somehow works his way into 4th. He's already up to 4th. Absolutely insane. Luke with a horrible mistake right there. That's really unfortunate. He loses tons of time off of that. If you want to wreck, you want to hopefully wreck at an angle to where you can recover quicker than that. Wrecking at an angle like he wrecked right there is like the worst angle to wreck at. It just wastes so much time. And then poor run through the tabletop rhythms. Yep, that's going to be it for that huge lead for Luke. Now battling for 3rd with Slaunch. Blades back in the lead. And he cheeses the rhythm and he crosses the section. Risky line there out of Blades. And then Opix goes down after the finish line jump. Blades back into the lead. Luke and Slaunch with a hard battle for 3rd and 4th. Electing to take different lines. Opix cheesing himself on that line. All kinds of battle action going on here. Slaunch looks like he's worked his way through and has settled into 2nd. Blades looks like he settled into the lead. Although Luke and Opix still probably going to have a pretty tight battle there as they're both not running the most consistent laps. At least not as consistent compared to Slaunch and Blades. Getting back to them here. Blades, solid run. Oh, Luke actually got pretty close to Slaunch there, but lost a little bit of ground after the landing. Going through under the HRL sign, constructed by Slaunch himself. I guess I could mention this track was made partially by Luke and partially by Slaunch. The entire section that you're seeing right now, I believe, yeah, the entire section that you're seeing right now, for the most part, was forged by Luke, and the entire other part of the track was forged by Slaunch. That's like the quick basic guide to it. Luke did most of the bordering and Blades did a lot of the testing. So it was a pretty good, although some aesthetics like Slaunch did the long block bordering and also did the HRL sign, whereas Luke did more of the aesthetic like the trees, the rocks, and the grass and such. So it was a pretty good group effort on this forge by the HRL owners. And you'll see another good group effort forge out of them with Road Atlantis next week. I'm just going to give a little, in the middle of this race, while I can, I'm going to give a little promotion. Make sure you guys, if you're a driver, show up to that race. And if you're a spectator, make sure you watch it. Road Atlantis, it's going to be lit. Honestly, I'm really excited about that track. I think that is the best road course on the schedule, and I think that people are going to really enjoy it. Speaking of best Supercross on the schedule, though, I wouldn't argue with somebody if they wanted to make a case for Minneapolis. At least for spectating, this track is pretty fun to watch. Pretty faithful remake of an old Halo 4 Supercross. Good battle we're watching here between Decoy, Cat, and Cookie. I think that's the 5th, 6th, and 7th place battle. Similar to last race, we had 4th, 5th, and 6th battling it out pretty hard. Oh, they get too close to each other. Cat and Decoy, that was. Getting too close. And Cat having a rough run in the split, as well as Cookie. They're both going to lose a bit of time. Going to have to try to catch up to Decoy after that one. Definitely lost quite a bit of time on Decoy right there. Blades still with a solid lead. Slaunch has not gained much ground yet. He's still pretty far behind Blades, although I think he's pretty fast. He should be able to catch up to him. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Not really sure at this point. Right now, they're running pretty much even lap times. And Blades did win that first moto, so again, we'll have to see. Looks like Decoy and Cat still duking it out. Close battle. That is a good battle between them, and hopefully Cookie can get involved in that. Going over the triple. Oh! Goomba Stomp. Unbelievable. We're going to have to watch 200 replays of that. If anybody remembers Hobgoblin GP from Halo 4, this tops that Goomba Stomp by a mile. And yep, this is probably wreck of the year. Definitely my favorite so far. Kudos to Decoy on that one, and Cat for casing at such a perfect spot, and Decoy for coming in with the RKO Goomba Stomp. We even got some slow-mo action on this one. Oh, just comes in, takes him down. Easy peasy for Decoy right there. And he recovers quicker too, so that screws Cat more. And that wasn't even like an intentional wreck. That was just the most incidental thing I've ever seen. Decoy had no intention of cheesing Cat there. They just happened to run similar lines. Cat happened to case in front of Decoy. Decoy happened to have a faster run, and it just worked out that way. Very entertaining. Slaunch somehow has gained tons of ground on Blades and is going to lead that lap. Blades is definitely going to have to battle back. I have no idea, after we were watching that Goomba Stomp action, I have no idea how Slaunch was able to gain. He was like, Blades had like 8 goose lengths on him. Probably made a mistake or ran into some lap traffic. I mean, there had to have been something for that kind of gain. Although Slaunch had to run the outside split there, not as fast around that line, and is going to lose a little bit. So Blades was able to run out on top of that battle, at least at the moment, and it's definitely still going to continue here. And we even have some lap traffic too. Hopefully does not interfere with it. Oh, they run different lines. Slaunch is going for his move, and he pulls it off. Slaunch to the inside, and Blades behind lap traffic. Yep, that is a good lead for Slaunch right there. He's already pulled out like 8 goose lengths on him. Unbelievable. And Blades gets held up by some lap traffic. Ooh, that is going to be a tough comeback to make. Slaunch with a pretty solid lead right now. I'd be surprised if Blades catches back up. Luke and Opix with that 3rd and 4th place battle still going on. Close battle between those two. Let me get some nice, a nice camera angle here so that you guys can see a little bit around the entire track and how it looks around the entire track when we have a race with 13 drivers going around here. It's kind of cool seeing drivers all around the track on a track, a Supercross as compact as this, running around. I hope we get this same kind of turnout for Road Atlantis and for Odessa, especially the next 3 weeks. With the next 3 weeks, Road Atlantis, Chile Village, and Odessa, that is going to be an amazing 3-week stretch on the schedule, possibly the best. Whoa, close battle there between NSA and what was it, HT, I think it was HT. Going through the whoops here. Luke's going to lap Matt. Trying to catch up to Opix is what he's trying to do. Whoa, a little bit of, and I just want to point this out, those drivers, if anybody wants to point that out and be like, oh, they cut the track. I don't know if you can see that, but clearly some lag action right there. I think that was an accident on their part from the lag. So no harm, no foul. Blades with a solid second place run. Slaunch with a whoop section lead at this point. Going to be extremely difficult for Blades to catch up. He's probably going to need some lap traffic, probably going to need some accident for him to be able to catch up. Luke running that inside extremely fast. I think he gains quite a bit of time on Opix there, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Whoa, he steals the momentum though. That might be something. Opix with a very poor run. Sort of cuts him off though, off the berm. And they both run this section extremely poor. Oh, but Luke's gonna go to the inside. He's gonna try to make a move. Can he do it on Opix? No, he's gonna case the triple. And that was probably his last chance at trying to make that move for podium. As long as Opix runs a clean another lap or two, he should be able to hold on to that podium, as I think this moto is coming pretty close to a close here. As we get another update on Cat, the victim of that Goomba stomp from earlier. Looks like he's passing NSA here, although I believe it's a lapped pass. I don't think he's actually competing with NSA. And we go back to Slaunch, who's going to come to the white flag, but he's got tons of lap traffic in front of him. He's going to have to avoid this lap traffic. How is he going to do it? He's going to go for the inside. The entire lapped field goes for the outside. And Slaunch just goes far down to the inside, and it gets really tight, 4 wide even for a second, but he gets through. And that Decoy and Cookie battle is still a battle for position as well. Cookie goes down. That's going to give Decoy an advantage on that battle, and there comes Blades still holding that second. Good move out of Slaunch. That could have gotten really bad really fast. And honestly, if you look where Blades is at, if Slaunch actually got stuck behind that lap traffic, possibly wrecking twice behind them, could have been a Blades race. Could have been a comeback. But no, it looks like he's clear, and it looks like he's going to hold on to it. There it is. Slaunch takes the moto win, his second moto win of the season, taking it here at the Minneapolis Supercross. Blades going to come across the line in second. With a solid overall finish from him, and Opix going to take another podium for him on those season stats. There's your results, guys. Slaunch, Blades, Opix, Luke, Cat, Cookie, Decoy, and Matt. That Cat, Cookie, Decoy battle was extremely fun to watch. NSA, DJ, HT, and Assassin. So, great race there out of everybody. And there's your overall results. Slaunch takes the overall win in that tiebreaker with Blades. And Luke rounds out the podium. Go through the rest of a couple more ties there. The back end of the field. DJ, not too bad of a points night for his first start on Halo 5. And here's your total points on the season. Slaunch with a 1-point lead over Luke, and Opix and Blades 12 out of that lead, tied. Really close points down here, though. I'm going to have to make a video explaining the championship series qualifying and how that works, because what it's looking like now, it's looking like we're going to have a close points battle into that championship series. Very close battle indeed. And rounding it out with the move of the race in the background, Slaunch was your Moto 2 winner. His second Moto win in the season and second consecutive overall. So congrats to him. Congrats to Blades in the first Moto. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.